It's like it's live. I imagine that it's live. Okay, we're getting right back into it. Sorry to all the people that hope and pray that I'm going to be playing a video game sometime soon that isn't Star Fox, which was a long time ago. It's terrible when you're like, when's the fucking last time that I streamed? It was like a month ago. I don't know that anyone really cares how often I go live. Where was I? It's the question now. Is this just the room? One would assume that it's the room. Holy shit, what's that doing all the way over there? Okay. Jesus. Let's put that somewhere normal. I don't know why they're that high up. I really wonder about this damn IDE. I won't be mad at it, but I do wonder. Alright. And the easiest way to know where the hell I was is just run this. And we'll see what it does. It's rendering these backwards again, but it looks like, for the most part, it's working correctly. I think that I was having an issue where they would go to... Yeah, there it goes. They would go to each other's position when there's still a thing on the screen. And see, ladies and gentlemen watching at home, there is a reason that you do not stop doing shit for damn near a month. Do something else is because you forget what the fuck you're doing. So, you're gonna have to go through the trials of redoing stuff. I know I just started. I am going to be right back. I'm back. You're probably thinking to yourself, oh, he had to go wrestle a cat or some shit or the other. And dear viewer, that ain't it. I saw my coffee cup. And I said, boy, I should have some coffee. Is that addiction? Probably, right? I will say that good Steam is open. Got 3 friends on my Steam friends list that are playing the same game, and there's like no way that they know one another. And I think it's very entertaining that they could all be in the same game right now, having no idea that I know all 3 of them. Fire up a sprite here. It's not going to show up on stream. I am only just barely confident enough in my ability to write code that I would stream the fact that I am writing code. I am not a guy that will sprite in public. I'm basically already spriting in public when you think about it, just because my sprites are on display here. But that's neither here nor there. Where was I? What was I saying? Right. I am actually um I realized something the last time that I streamed, or close to the last time that I streamed. And that was that I really kind of jumped the gun, I guess is the best way to put it. Um Motherfucker. Okay. The desire to have something move and have something to show for it was quite large, and I sort of bypassed the fact that generic battle interface really, I mean, it's properly named, I think, which is rare, it seems. Um, these interfaces need to be what the hell is that noise? Well, I guess I have to go check on that. I'll be right back once again. This time it was a cat. It had to be taken care of, I guess. I don't actually know what the sound was. I just know that a cat made it. So I've been putting this off to get back to the subject. And these are very much placeholder, I guess. And the reason I've been putting it off is because I don't entirely know what the best way to do this is. I would imagine that I should just make sprites and objects for all of these. Well, we'll go down that path now, just because. And if it turns out to be a bad idea, well, then it's a bad idea. Let's make a group in here too. We'll call this yeah, great idea. And we will make a sprite in here. We'll call it sprite attack. Sure. No. You hate to have such a fucking long name. I'm definitely gonna, like... God, these things are not organized in any way, shape, or form. Copy this several times. I'm allowed to do that, right? I can duplicate it. I can Control D. Accept not. Invalid name. Not start with 0. Huh? Well, the name's so long, I have to expand this out a little bit. Okay, there we go. Let's have 5 sprites here. I'll have to rename them. I feel like I should have one more. So what I will do is make one more, just in case. And I have not made a sprite for that one. And, fuck it, they get made live anyway, right? Everyone's gonna see them. I might as well just put them in here. Oh, it's behind that. That up. Alright. There's fucking a sprite. And for those unfamiliar, this guy has changed quite a bit. He's a lot taller. It's just a height comparison chart to some old sprites. This is the old version, and this is the new version, and I think myself quite talented to you get the idea. I made these words. These words are going into the game today. They are placeholder. I don't expect this to be like the style of having menu. Well, maybe, who knows. And Truth of the matter is, I just freehanded these things. That is not the pencil tool. That is. So I just sort of felt it out, right? I liked that, but it's not long enough. That needs to be sharp on the edges because it's a capital letter. Let's try again. Okay. And what's going to be funny about this is I'm going to have every other letter I need. The only thing I didn't have was the capital T. Let's get the paint bucket. Where is he? Filled with. Okay. So I do have a rule on these sprites, not just kind of swinging at the fences. This side is always sharp angles, and then the other side is not sharp angles. It's the opposite of sharp angles, whatever. Dull angles. So like this. I know it's funny to have a rule for placeholders, but that's how it is. They have a spacing that I sort of adhere to. And we actually have A and C right next to one another here. Let's reuse that with mild exceptions. There we go. And it looks like I did not follow the rules up here on that. This is a little bit too high up. So let's fix that before it becomes a problem in the future. Yeet. There. That needs to be fixed. There we go. Is that the only time that I broke that rule? So this is on the same level as this, is above this. We're going to call it syntactics, by the way. If you didn't notice. Now, it tends to be right next to all the capital letters. That looks shitty. So I think that it needs to be more like this. Even though, like, these are just, like, that's really far away. It looks bad. And it did come in on the T, like the little T. So I'll do it like this. And I think that the big T is a little bit anorexic. So we're gonna fix that, give him some meat. And now it looks passable. Yeah. I can't stop myself from being a little bit too much of a perfectionist about one thing or the other, even in what's placeholder. It's a personal shortcoming, to be honest with you. I guess that, yeah, that's fine. There we go. Should that be? I guess I decreed that it should be. I already have an I and a C as well. They're just giving it away to me. And it looks like the I is considered as tall as the T. That looks really, really fucking bad right here. I think that is the N. Kind of at work. So let me get rid of that. And I guess that's correct. Sure. Oh, you know what? I didn't think about it, but I even have an S. And it looks just like that, surely. Okay, Tic Tacs. Let's hide this. It's taking up all sorts of space. Don't forget to save just in case. I hope that the stream is doing well. It says no dropped frames. I have been fighting tooth and nail. It feels like ever since, to get good, strong internet in this room. And just as a tangent, you know, I love going on fucking tangents. I can't keep myself from saying some shit or the other that's unrelated. The 5G Wi-Fi. Brad, you door opening motherfucker. Hey, you can't be in here. Well, you can if you can be good and not eat some shit here. Lay down. Lay down, Brad. Lay down, Brad. He's a good boy. Truly shaping up into a normal cat that just wants to lay around and sleep, maybe. Instead of destroy everything in his path and be terrible. I apologize. I ended up needing to clean up on the sprites. As I was saying about the internet in here. Oh shit. Brad, lay down. You cannot get up on my lap, Brad. I'm in the middle of something. Come here. Lay down, Brad. Hey, no, chill out with that. I know. Lay down, Brad. Rat. Brad. Come here. You want to be anywhere but where you're supposed to be. Forget I said anything about him being good. I'll be right back. Alright. He's still here. He wants some attention. Rotten rat. Rat. He wants me to hit him with this fucking spatula. Because he loves getting hit by fly swats and spatulas and cardboard tubes and bottles. He just is a violence addict. He might sound like he's dying, but I promise you, he's actually purring his fucking heart out. Brad! Brad! Viewers of a certain other channel, belongs to my wife, will recognize fucking Brad. If he would sit still for 2.5 minutes and just, you know, chill out, then, I think everything would be good. But he's the most not chill-outable guy in the world most of the time. I have a brilliant plan, right? Like, this could be just fantastic. But, generally speaking, it's not fantastic. It's the opposite of fantastic. I mean, it's always good to have a cat around, don't get me wrong. I just wish that he would not attempt to eat every fucking thing on the floor. My room, my office bread, is home to 1 trillion microplastics bread. And you will eat every last one of them. I know the way you are. And I just can't have that. Not in good conscience. He already has fucking cat Crohn's disease. He doesn't have to have cat fucking microplastics in his cat fucking non-existent balls. Brett, where are you going? Brett, if I get you the bed, would you live in here in peace? Probably not, right? Hey, don't play with that. It's a piece of shit, but it doesn't mean you can play with it. See, really what happened is I took an opportunity to clean up this fucking train wreck of a space that I exist in sometimes. And now that the floor is wide open, he thinks I'm just going to go over there and lay down in it, right? Like, there's nothing there. Brad, come here. Come on. And theoretically, he's right. But I always catch him chewing on something or another, and for that, theoretically, you're wrong. I'm going to remove him from the premises, and I will be right back again. All right, in half an hour of streaming, what do we have? One copy addict interruption, one cat-based interruption, a second cat-based interruption, and technically speaking, a third. The second one is also the third cat-based interruption. um, I fed him. I think that he was hungry. I don't blame him. I'm fucking hungry too, but you know, that's my fault, really. Technically speaking. Can't believe this is the exact same size as this. It's kind of crazy. It's not quite exactly the same size as this, but it is the same length overall, which is cool. Maybe just whatever. I want to make sure that these are all the same size because that's something I always have to put up with is shit that's not the same size. So the longest one is Tactics and Psionics, but the tallest one seems to be Special if it's not Attack. Let's take a good hard look at that. Special and Attack are the same height. So let's see how tall that really is. It is 16? Yeah. 16 tall. So this needs only to be 16 tall and 58 wide. $17. Looks like I've made a little fucky wucky here. There we go. So I will throw this in somehow or another. I don't copy and paste shit into this. Does not seem to let me. I honestly, maybe this is a little unappreciative. I wish that this didn't have a built-in sprite editor. To be very honest with you, I don't think that it's fucking any good. I have not had a good time with it. Every time that I've attempted to use it. It's very disappointing that it does not have like just a normal copy and paste, and it'll bring in something from outside. I think that's a little bit goofy. Because I don't want to have to I don't want to have to save all of these individually as a sprite. It would be nice to just be able to put them in here and fuck. I guess I'll save them all individually as a sprite. It's not so bad when I can just do it straight from a sprite, presumably. And what's very nice about this is that it will keep my size that I specified for it. Oh, shit. just what you want to hear, right? I just overwrote something by accident. It's not. It was just the I saved instead of save as. It's not losing anything. Just being inconvenienced greatly. I guess I might as well just broadcast this shit because now it just looks like I'm sitting here doing nothing. So we'll show off what I'm doing, and that is copying and pasting. Very exciting process, I know. Approximately centered in here. We call it block. And then we go back to here. And we grab attack. And delete all this, and then we put this in. And we find out that actually this was the longest one all along. And I'm not gonna fucking fix it, I'll be honest with you. I want them all to be the same length. And we need the star of the show, but unfortunately it seems to be partially on the background. So I will alleviate that. Momentarily. There we go. Some of the shit is very much. What the hell was I doing? Like, it's so tiny. Compared to this ginormous A, this capital fucking M is so small. It says mauve. Okay. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Just like I planned for. And now we can import them from wherever they are. I love how it says that it's not responding. It's responding, I swear. What am I on? Attack? Attack. Importing files to a sprite is not an undoable action. Yes. Okay. I will consider this one done. We can close it. Continue the process. I wish that it would remember where the fuck I was at and go back to that directory when I am trying to import these things. But Game Maker is in beta, so they tell me. Or for Linux, it's in beta. And theoretically, everything's in beta. I'm not going to get too philosophical about it. Oops, that is not what I wanted to do. I'm not trying to edit images, I'm trying to import them. And once again, I'm sure that some game maker genius is out there like, wow, what a fucking idiot. Look at this guy. Doing this one thing at a time, not just like somehow importing them from a sprite directly. I don't know my tools that well, okay? I'm a guy who works a 7.5 hour job a day. I think this is tactics, right? Okay. That's all of them. Now I need to make an object. And this object is I assume the generic battle interface is what this is. So instead of these, I would like to draw a sprite. And the sprite is sprite battle menu attack. And I am going to put it X and Y. Now I wonder, it has stretched, and it has see. Function takes a sprite asset and stretches it over the given width and height so that it occupies that area. I wonder if it's got like scaled or something. I would like it's just scaled. Stretch tiled general. Draw sprite general. Draw sprite X with the function draw sprite part, adding some additional blending options. So each corner of the final sprite part can be blended with an individual color. Interesting. Gonna hit up the old search engine and check on that. I guess it's draw sprite X. Function will draw the sprite as in the function draw sprite with additional options to change the scale, blending, rotation, and alpha. Okay. I'll take that as a... Takes no less than 9 arguments. Wowee. Alright. Surely it starts with this one. It wants a sprite, it wants a subimage, it wants the X and Y position, it wants the X scale and the Y scale. And rotation and the color and the alpha. All of these at the original color. Just say -1, I think. C white is to display it normally. Okay. Let's do 1 and 1 and -1. Or no. 0. No. Yeah, 0, -1, and 1. So I already know that I'm not doing this correctly. Or at least not according to what I wanted to do with it. And that is, I'm going to need to draw all of these sprites. And I want them to be in a particular position and at a particular space based on... I just want the shit animated, basically. And I'm sure there's a mathematic way to do this, and maybe my brain is not functioning, and I'll be fair with you, it is not. Not after the long-ass day I had, surely. But I will do the smartest thing possible. I know I have 6 of them, and I know what their names are. This is Journey Draw GUI, so it's definitely... let's move Sonics special text. I think that might even be in alphabetical order. So the scale of the let's do some variables that create time. So I know the width of these is 50 something. 58. Which means that if I do plus 58 on this one and minus 58 on this one, they will be beside one another. And the height is 16. So if I do plus 8, these will be slightly higher than the other one. Scale. Then I go over here and also do minus 58 plus 58 and minus 58. No. What's half? What's half of 58? That'd be 25, 20. I ought to be asking the calculator, because I just said that I can't do math, but I have to do this for me now, at this point. 29, I'm pretty sure, is the answer I'm looking for. 29, and then this is plus 16. No, it's actually going to be minus 16, because it goes up towards the top. So both of these need to be minus. minus 16. And then this one is going to be minus 32, but at the proper point for x. And let's say create. I need to go back to the timeline controller. The timeline controller has oh no, the timeline object is what creates the thing. It says that it's making the press the K button thing at the sprite, so I'm gonna try and run it and see what happens. I mean, I don't hate that. It is doing what I wanted it to do. Kinda. Let's pull up OBS and sort of show it off so everyone knows. Everybody has the right to understand what the fuck is going on here. I guess while I'm here at OBS, I'll also take the time to drag shit all over the place. Scene. What happened to my other thing? Oh, fuck. No full height docks. Oh, there's sources. Why can't I drag this fucking thing all over the place? Oh, oh, there it goes. We'll just get down here. Okay. I understand now. That there. Make the audio mixer kind of small. I need the scenes thing because I think it matters. Really don't, but, you know. There we go. Now it looks more like I'm used to, sort of. Mostly. Okay, now it looks exactly like I'm used to. You love to see it when you figure some shit out. I don't know if that looks exactly like I'm used to, actually. I'm fucking lying to you. Let's get a... Oh, no, not a scene. Oh, my sources over here. Oh, there we go. Let's get a screen capture. Oh, it's the same fucking thing. Shit. I didn't think about that. Hang on. Well, you can see what's happening here. You've got like the circle of them, right? This is approximate. We have the ones that are attack, and then block. Block is right here. And then move. It's at minus 58, so it's way over here. And special gets drawn, so like these are getting drawn in order. That's one thing, which shouldn't be on top of him. I'm gonna have to like look into draw order, which draw order seems to be based on when the thing was created. That puts it on top of or on the bottom of something else. That's why the selector itself is under the fucking select, like the actual thing. These are things that would be ironed out later. I'm not going to sit here and shit myself over it. Um, I say that, but I really kind of wanted to look nice. Essentially, as I was probably rambling on about earlier, this is what I felt like I should work on, is getting an actual menu in that leads into this instead of having anything else going on. And that way I don't get as lost in the future when it's time to add more and more functionality. I will complete this entire fucking thing on stream. And the people will love it, probably. I'm making an assumption right now that people will love it. Speaking of rambling, I was on to I was on a fucking yarn earlier, and unfortunately for everybody, myself included, I was completely distracted. And I think that the reason that I was completely distracted is because bread showed up. But to get back to that tale about my functional internet that currently says 0.0% dropped frames, I think, and I could be wrong, I think that either the Wi-Fi adapter in this computer is dog ass, which is a very, very likely possibility. Or 5 gigahertz wireless is a fucking meme. And one of both of those things, maybe even both of them put together, is a fact. And it used to be that I had two separate network names for my 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. But we got our new internet, and the brand new router that I have says to me in a threatening tone, "Well, you really ought not to change the name of these. They should be the same name for maximum whatever bullshit excuse it came up with." So I listened to it, and I figure that probably what's happening in that particular instance is the device gets to choose which one that it's using. Which means that basically everything that has the capability to do 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi is going to probably choose it. So I figured out how to block this computer from using the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. And I have not come back to this computer disconnected from the Wi-Fi. And I think that that speaks volumes. I'm not sure what it speaks volumes about, because it does not answer the question of which came first, the chicken or the fucking egg, but it does confirm that it's the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi that sucks in here. And it truly could be the two of them just not being good at the same time. I am past several walls from the 5 gigahertz. It does happen way more often when the door is closed. All sorts of neat shit. I'm thinking about the code. I apologize. I probably sound like a fucking crazy person sometimes, and you might be right. You never know with some people. So, I want them to move. And I want them to take each other's position, and I want their scale to change. And so that says to me that these need to be the X and the Y actually needs to be its own um, so I'm gonna like walk myself through this. The one that we are able to select at the current time is oh, we need to know which one got selected too. Without them being objects, that's a little bit of a complicated thing. That's not that complicated. This is a job for an array, isn't it? Partially, I think, is a job for an array. So this is going to be they all need to be drawn. And actually, I don't know. I'm having a fucking moment here where I know that I can't do some kind of mathematics in the there's pre-draw and post-draw. What? What? I know draw GUI is going to draw it above everything, and this only happens once, is the thing. So I don't know if... hang on. This is during step. This is an object, is the other thing. It doesn't have a draw event, it just has its sprite. During step, I might not be able to even update this. So I might want to think about changing this, actually, to just draw. Let's see how that works out. If it's under everything, then fuck. It is... It is under the player character. Just let me make sure that I know what the fuck I'm talking about. He's just drawn normally. And it is above the grid chooser, which itself, and the grid select. Both of these are drawn. It's because it's drawn after them, I believe. And really, that shouldn't be getting drawn right now. That should only be a product of... is this the timeline object? Step. Does interface. Generic battle interface. And generic battle interface. When it's created, we make grid points. Grid selector, step, and I'm gonna have to remember what's drawing the grid. I think it's the grid controller, which itself has a create, and it does instance create grid points. So grid points, They just exist. They don't have a sprite. They have no children. That's right, they don't exist. The grid select is a I don't know what's creating the grid select. Is it surrounds a grid point, and the grid point is being created at the middle of that. It's grid point. Grid select. Huh. What is making the grid select? It's battle move? Yeah, it's creating battle move is creating that. And that's during the I think that's during step. It's called from battle interface. Generic battle interface, presumably. Just battle move. Yeah. So the only thing that needs to change is probably this. Needs to go into something else. Maybe these do need to be objects just so that I can very easily keep up with them. Because I know that I can't call... I can't tell an object who called it, which is annoying, and we've been over this before. So that's a consideration, I suppose. And they probably just all need to be objects. Or at the very least, an object. But, well, if it's going to be an object, then it might as well just be generic battle interface. Because it can... I'm probably just overthinking this way too much. Actually, it's all of this shit, even up here. There we go. And it's a good thing I left these comments, or else I would have been looking forever. Remember, kids, comment your fucking code. So... I think things are allowed to move during draw, or to be reconfigured in draw. I don't know that draw happens. Let's look it up. This is the this is the programming life until you really get used to your shit. And I'm not in this often enough to know. Draw GUI. Does not move with the room's cameras. It's the ideal place to add static GUI or HUD items like scores, health bars, and other information. Okay. So... Wouldn't that mean that it does move with the camera? Like it follows the camera around? I would like to just see the fucking draw event. So it's pre-draw. Draw event category has all the events that govern what you see on the screen. Split into various separate events to better handle the different drawing requirements for your game. Okay. We have clear application surface, rendered application surface, or view surface of set, view end, viewport setup, draw begin event, draw event and room layers, draw viewport UI, draw end, then post draw event, back buffer, draw application surface, then set up GUI and then draw GUI. GUI draws last. Let's see. Generally only use draw event. You should be aware. All instances in a room will have this event triggered each step of the game, so this event will always be called as long as the event has end visible. Okay, so that means that step will redraw the draw, presumably. Let's see, default draw is when you define the sprite in the object properties and place no actions or code in the draw event. In this case, GameMaker will draw the assigned sprite automatically or nothing if you don't assign a sprite. Note that any changes you make in events, e.g. image X scale, Y scale, etc. will be reflected as long as draw event is empty. Custom draw, just when you place code or actions in the draw events, telling GameMaker to control what you draw for instances this object, and it will completely override the default drawing. Let's see. Can have an object with a sprite, set the draw event to draw text, and the text will be drawn, but the sprite will not be drawn if you have not told GameMaker to draw it along with the text. Draw the instance as normal while using it to draw self. Okay. So, let's do exactly what I said I was going to do. Current active position X. I feel like I'm only half thinking this out, is the other problem. If I do current active position, nothing changes about that. These are what needs to change. So I am backwards on this, actually. Current active position needs to be 0? No. Yes. Current active position needs to be 0. No. If the current active is, like the current one that you want active is at X, which is technically is, yeah, it's, well, it's not 0, 0. It's whatever its position is. Then so you press right. Then the current active position X and Y need to be adjusted plus 58 minus 8, except everything. all of these have to get updated, like, all the fucking time. And this looks more and more like a job for an array. Or something a little more complicated. I say complicated, but you know what I mean. Um... And I think that I have learned my fucking lesson also about and it's another annoying feature of GameMaker. I can't make these be a variable, but I can certainly make them be put into an array. I'm just thinking about what does that look like? Let's find out. And I'm gonna have to look over how you make arrays in this. Two close grid, one, where did I make that? Create? No. It's battle interface. Generic battle interface, grid selector is just one. Two close grid. It's in here. In step. Grid points is equal to battle move. That's because this returns an array. Current point x is equal to 2 close grid 0. Current point y is equal to 2 close grid 1. Character's current location. Current point x. I didn't change shit about this. Event inherited, which that's changing. This needs to be changed to draw. There we go. Needs to be done over here too. Okay. Where is too close grid coming from? It must be in battle move. Which is here. Closest grid. Too close grid is equal to grid location. It's an array of arrays. So when you want an array, though, it is just open brackets, it looks like. It's a lot to have to try and remember to keep up with. Okay. What is sprite assign? This function takes two previously created or included sprite and indexes, we just call it indices, and copies the image from one to the other. In this way, you can copy or clone one sprite to another index. You cannot copy to a game asset. I'd like it to just be a game asset. Menu attack. Yeah. have a terrible feeling this shit just isn't gonna fucking work. But what did I call it then? Interface sprites. 0. Okay. Before I go through and make all of those like that, let's see if it works. It actually works. Okay. You're allowed to call things like this. And that's just fantastic. I wonder if this... Can you call objects like this? Because if you can, then I'm gonna have to, like, rethink everything that I've done. Which, cool. You fucking love to hear it, right? Yeah. Should all say attack. They do all say attack. Hot damn. Oh, man, this is excellent news. Okay. These need to be... Zero through 5. But not really. I'm going to think about how this goes. They always are in this order, alphabetical. So they're tied to this 0 and shit. But this number changes. To do this a trillion times and find out that you copied too much. But it happens. And that's going to be interface index plus 1, plus 2, shit, 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5. Now, the fucking issue is that when interface index increases, this is going to be out of index. For now, I'm going to see if that even runs like I expect it to, or if it's going to crash. I don't know if you can put... Okay, you can. I can't read all those. That's... Yeah, they're drawing up like you'd expect them to. Okay. So that's correct. So the front one... Oh, wait. Am I dumb? I must be. That's something that you ask yourself a lot when you write code. I am literally stupid. Because I just said that these need to be tied to whatever index they are. And I feel like I'm just as dumb as hell. Because, like, this shouldn't be as complicated as I'm making it in my mind. When we have no need for this. And we really don't have any need for this, for one thing. I'm thinking too stupidly about that. The scale of these things doesn't really matter. I guess if I was like, if I was really getting into the weeds of trying to make it look really good, then the scale matter. Like having a variable for the scale might help me like scale them up, sort of dynamically, I guess. But really, for now, all this needs, this one needs to be 1 and 1. This one needs to be like, I don't know, 0.80. This one, I don't know. There's 6 of them. It's fine to make them go down by 2 every time, so it's be 0.6. And then this one is 0.4. And that's not okay because this one ends up just not even being there, basically. 0.1. This one's 0.2. And I'll just see what that looks like while I think about the rest of the shit. Sorry, it's a private screening. Oh god, they're tiny. 0.8 might be a bit small, even. I do like that they have really spread out. It's 2.9. And since they fall off so quickly, I'm just gonna do it one at a time instead. I think that'll make for a nicer looking thing. I don't know how they fall off as quickly as they do, but so they do. I guess because it's division. I wasn't really thinking about that, but I think the shrinkage is not exponential, but certainly not insignificant in that way. And you know, that itself is shit and ass. These two need to be the same size. Now that I'm just kind of like looking at it, and it's 0.8 seems fine for that because I wanted them to be Like, those are the same size, and then these are the same size, where I think 6 is fine for these. And then 5 is definitely fine for this. It's half the size of what it used to be. Yeah, that's much better. I'm gonna leave that running because okay. Seems tiny as shit. Just kind of up the size on that. Just gonna leave that up there so that we can sort of discuss it as a group. And by discuss it as a group, I mean I'm going to talk myself through what the fuck it is that I want. If you press left and right, these should move. So when you press right, move should become this one, the top one. So the interface index should go zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Zero over here, block. These are 1 and 2. So, position. I'm probably getting my fucking wires crossed somewhere. The position needs to be separate from the sprites themselves. No. Because the sprites are just sprites. The position, the active one, is the one that we care about. So whatever interface index needs to be so there's interface index and there should be like a sprite index. I don't want to use the word sprite index because that's actually a built-in thing if I remember right. Yeah. Interface index. No, interface sprite index. Hey, MK. Here for a bit. Me too. I'm overcomplicating something right now. And by overcomplicating it, I'm thinking maybe I'm just like maybe it's as complicated as it needs to be. probably... Okay. Yeah, I'm menuing all right. Let's go... Let's name it that. I'm actually gonna stop drawing these fucking things. Presumably, I hope. I'll close that real quick. Re-up it and see if it blows up now. It does not. Cool. There he goes. It looks like he stopped. That's good. I appreciate him for stopping. Oh, okay, we're back on all of them being attack. Okay. So this one's always 0. So the sprites themselves. If it's left and right, you know how to help, maybe? I will hear what you have to say. Percent? Percent where? Script showing menus. It's like right here. Hang in there. I am absolutely hanging. So we have interface sprites plus 1% x, x being the number of options. Oh, you modulo divide it. So we get the what does it help me to get the remainder? Plus 1 divided by x. I don't know if that makes a difference. Okay. That shouldn't, I don't think. There's 6 options, so all of these, it'll rotate them. I'll do it regardless, just in case. It's effectively what I want. Well, that wouldn't be plus 1. That would just, this wouldn't be my plus 1. This would be plus 1. What I want is, if I come down here, right now this is a, basically it's like, okay, well if I press left, then what lives here would come to here, and then this would go to here, and then etc. Like it would just rotate basically. They're obviously an array, indexed at interface sprite index, and you might be onto something. I don't even have the logic in here to change this number. I will have to add it. So we're really Why am I not just copying and pasting this? Oops. I killed the fucking parentheses. I never had the parentheses. That's problem number 2. It's not, you might want to do %5, but that's the kind of brain work I wouldn't do. Just try it out and see. Sure. Right now, it's doing exactly... Oh, sorry. I wish this could update, like, dynamically. They are certainly in the correct position. I don't know if that's, like, visible. It's attack, and you can't see these guys. I'm gonna have to run him off. It's okay. Goodbye. He still stops. That's good. I like that. So yeah, it's attack and block and move and special and psionics, and then tactics is way up here. That's probably a-okay. Effectively, what I'm worried about is that if I do I don't think I want to be a character. I want to be a... I want to be a key. Mouse button, BK left. There we go. And otherwise... I was just worried about it going out of index, and maybe you're right. Maybe this is exactly what I need. What's the damn thing? Interface sprite index. It's right. I'm gonna do minus on this one and plus on this one, just because that seems fair. Hang in there, about to explode, right? So far, so good. Send him to hell. Oh shit. Where did attack go? Ah, hang on. Put that on the screen. So it definitely loads up the one that I suspect it to load up, because the one that's right next to it. Oh, fuck. Seizure time. Let's turn that off. That did go out of range, because it's a negative. It needs to be... millions of Japanese children dead. Yeah, we got them. I'm gonna rotate them. I think I'm gonna do modulo 5. That's kind of brain work. That might be why attack is vanishing, is that I need to do 5. Yeah, let's do 5. I don't know if the absolute value... The absolute value would not help here. I'm gonna have to like put some logic in for when it goes negative. Just to somehow reverse it if it's negative. Just gonna check this real quick. I don't feel like coming into OBS and fixing shit. No. So attack ends up going to position interface right index minus minus if integer less than integer equals 6. Same for plus plus. Greater than 6, keep it within range. Okay. Yeah. So attack is ending up moving to slot. Let's go over the code here. When we start off, this is attack, and then this is block, and then this is move. So when we do press right, sprite index plus plus, this ends up being 1, and this ends up being 3. And this ends up being see, this is I'm gonna have to actually run the fucking calculator because I mean I don't know what 1 divided by 5 is. I guess it's 1. That can't be correct because it couldn't. Yeah, that would be correct. Yeah. So 2 to this is still, so it goes from 1 to 2, and that's correct. And then this one goes to, it's the rest of the, yes, the remainder. This one becomes 3 mod 5. 7 mod 5 is equal to 2. It's traveling by 2 every time. Except for now, when it has ended up traveling by 3 because the proper one is where it needs to be. So I mean, it's certainly no big deal. Let's because 5 mod 5 is 0, so that's useless. It's not options minus 1, maybe it's options plus 1. I will do that. Let me put my error catcher in. Oh no, it hasn't happened yet. So this actually needs to be 1 less than my total. And this needs to be 1. Oops. Five. I'll go back to here and change that to 7. This really is a good idea, I think. My mind is not working in the proper way to think like why it's a good idea. Oh shit. What have I done? It crashed. It says variable index is out of range. 6. So I'm going to actually I would definitely rather trust your idea. I'm gonna pull that back up. It's not really a window, but it will help me at least visualize them. So maybe we will dump this. No. Can you define a number on top of this file? Options equals 6 and then plus options every line. So you can just change that one options variable. Oh. I mean, yeah, I could have yet another variable. I think, really, if we're being really honest with ourselves, because this is something that goes in two directions, having one array handle it is actually a bad idea. We need to have like a positive array and a negative array. Maybe. I feel like I'm being the stupidest person alive saying that. That way, and it's overcomplicating it. So 0, let's see if we cut just right. 0 adds 1 to it. Just need to, like, I have to look at both of these and just walk myself through it. Oh, is it crashing again? That time it was because the index was outside, or it was over index. There's only... No, it's fine to backseat program. Having a backseat programmer is actually just having a rubber duck that thinks that he's in charge, and that's really fun. There's 0 through 6, or 0 through 5, and it became 6. Because here, his interface sprite index becomes 1. And then right here, it becomes 6 before it even has a chance to, actually, that this should be the way that we're looking at it. Where it's a solid actual fucking number. that then has a number added to it. Well, hang on, fuck no. 6, 7th position. It only has 6. Yeah, it's the 6th position. It only has 5, technically speaking. I'm certainly onto something right here. I believe in myself. I don't really believe in myself, but I'm cooking. I'm gonna undo these. This one needs to go. Okay. I'm just gonna write it down. It's not gonna be correct, but I'm gonna write it down because that actually helps me just kind of visualize it. So, we're in default position. All of these are 0. That be 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0. When we're in +1 position, this would be 1 mod 7. It's not correct, but fuck it, check it out either way. I need to open the fucking calculator. I have already told myself that. I don't even know if this thing has mod division on it. Oh, good, it does. Okay. 1 mod 7 is 1. 2. Okay, so then this would be number 1. And then 2 mod 7 is 2. Right? It's always going to be what the fuck they are. Brother. Well, hang on. Yeah, they're always going to be what the fuck they are. Then, why are we doing it? It's because... Oh, we get 0. We can get a 0. Didn't see what was wrong with mod 6 when we tried that. Nothing, technically speaking. The exact same problem exists with 7, really. And that is... Okay, I understand why we're doing it. It's because we can get a 0 out. This math doesn't even really belong here, then, in that case. It should always be... Jesus. Okay. This math kind of belongs here. It doesn't. Yeah, it does. It should be 5. Because when it hits 5, it becomes 0. I'm just going to have to run through it and make sure of this. Okay. 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. It does need to be 6. Because that way we can still have a 5. 5 plus And then so it draws number 0, or 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Press right once. And this becomes 0 plus 1, 1 plus 1. So this one's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Parentheses are wrong. Pretend the IS index is 4. The last one will be out of bounds. 5, 1, 6. Right. So it does need to be 5. Because then that's 5 plus 1 mod 5 and 6. Still out of bounds. And we still need to weigh. Okay. Oh, God. Ah. Okay. Okay. All right. So we press right once. This is 0 plus 1 is 1 is 1. This is 1 plus 1 is 2, is 3, is 4, is 5, and then is 0. And then we do 2. And then this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, and then that's 7. And then 7 mod 6 is also 1. Oh no, well that's good. That's good. Okay, yeah, actually this is correct. As long as we keep going up. Not 1, 0. Yeah. So it should always repeat, basically. Unexpected symbol. We're at line 19. Oh, it's here. It doesn't matter how big this number gets, because it'll always be repeating, basically, I think. Until we get to 12. Yeah. And then just, yeah, it just keeps going up. So I don't have to do any addition check. I just need to care about when it hits negatives. Malformed if statement. Goddamn right. Hit me with the runs. Okay. Yeah, that works great. I cannot get it to crash. I think that this, because it becomes less than 1, it becomes 5. Yes, it does work. It's not what is on the screen. I will put it on the screen. I apologize. It doesn't work perfect, but it does work. Thank you. This is a very good idea. I imagine that you have had to do this before in some way, shape, or form. So we're back at 0, which is the appropriate. Who knows what loop we're on? I've been hitting the buttons too much, but um, yeah, I have never once had to have an array be indexed in 2 directions. That's controlled like this. Uh, Most of that is probably because I don't write any fucking JavaScript, and all of my things are very non-interactive, and they just hold numbers, and they just shit arrays out. Um, so the only issue, holy fuck, wait a minute. The only issue, um, is that attack, special, psionics, move, block, attack, special, tactics, attack, tactics, special, psionics, move, block, attack, special. It skips tactics. Sometimes, most of the times, it is skipping tactics. So you go block, move, psionics, special, tactics, attack, block, move, psionics, special, tactics, attack. When you go backwards, it's tactics, special, psionics, move, block, attack. We have to have tactics. My 1 should be 0? Yeah, that's probably correct. Yeah, that's why it's skipping it. The only other issue that we're running into is that where move is right now, when I increment, should become attack, but attack has run off to back here. That seems to be it, which means that it has become, if we look at the code itself, the default is that 5 is the one in the back. And that means that doing this should have made this one attack, which is... I don't think that can happen as it is. Yeah, that's... they'll always go in this order, but they won't go to their position correctly. Attack, block. And really, that's probably a product of just the way that they're laid out. If they were laid out, they go to their positions correctly one way but not the other. No, they do not go to their positions correctly at all. They go... if you're looking at them as clockwise, like this, attack, block is the next one next to it. Correct. If we go back, psionics is the next one past block, but move is the next one in order because it is actually laid out in such a way. And I'm realizing now that this is 100% my fault because of the way that I am drawing them, where they are geared up where it's like this is attack is 0, block is 1, menu move is 2, fuck. Psionics is 3, special is 4, and tactics is 5. That means that as they are drawn, I should reorder them, yeah. And they're appropriate as far as like as long as we don't go backwards well, okay, yeah, we've hit the -1. But as long as I go into the positives quite deep, tactics is always behind attack, because we're back at number 5. Now we're at 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Um, so which ones are drawn is what needs to change. A little bit annoying because I wanted tactics to be the one that's always in the back, and like I wanted it to appropriately like draw attack over here. Which would be that 0 ends up being this one. But it ends up being this one. And so, like, what I do? What the fuck would I do about that? Because that's, like, there's no getting around that. This one is going to become 0. As soon as this becomes 6, which is immediately. So the one that's right here is gonna have to be, it's -58, I guess. I don't, this is just a fucking cheat, effectively. It's not long lasting, I don't think. Friend is back, we'll go play with them. Alright, have a good time. Thank you for your help, that was a tremendous assistance. I would have probably come up with exactly what I said, where I have a negative array and a positive array, and that would have been the end of it. I'm gonna have to rethink this. Because this isn't always going to be 0, that's the problem. This position, don't do these changes directly on numbers. Copy all these lines and comment them out to have their positions as they are saved. Yeah, I'm not going to be super destructive, don't worry. Let's see. I will have fun. I appreciate you stopping by. The one in the back becomes... Oops. Hang on. The one in the back becomes 0. If I go that direction, the one in the back becomes... Let's see, that's minus, that would be -1, which would, or yeah, be -1, which would loop back to 5, which would make it become 10. 10 over 6, what's 3? 4. So it'd make it become number 4, which is special. Which is... Close this window and do exactly what you said and comment these ones out before I go and get myself into some trouble where I forget what the fuck I was doing and have to rewatch my entire stream. Okay. Instead of this being this one, I should just do them in order, I guess. Where... that's not... That wouldn't help shit, would it? Or whatever number 1 is always at the negative position, and then we have the... Or no, it's the positive position because this is this way. And then the positive 29 positive 29 minus 16. No, still minus 8. It's just the positive 29 one. Because it's right there. And then we have the positive 29 minus 16. And then we have the backmost one. I have 2 positive 29s. I have a positive 58, a positive... Okay. Yeah. This one's minus 16, and then this one is minus 32. And... No, excuse me. This is minus 32. And it's also 0.5. And this one's actually the 0.6 one because it's up in the 16 area. And then we do the minus 29 and the minus 58 with the minus, and it's the plus. No, shit. It's always minus on that one. Minus 8. And minus 16. See how that goes. Let's get this guy out of here again. I'm backwards. Oh, shit. Aerial index minus 1. Yeah, this has to be if interface index is less than 0. Or no, wait. Oh. This one's the one that needs to be else. How the fuck? Oh, yeah. That was a tragedy. Okay. That might actually have solved the issue. We'll see. Let me put it on the big screen. Now everybody is allowed to see it. It's got attack to block. It's attack, block, move. Attack, block, move. That one's really fucking tiny. I can't read it. I think it says psionics. That says special, and that says tactics, and that is not sized correctly. Because this dumbass right here forgot that this needs to be 8 again. I will close it one more time just to get it right. Okay. Oops. Okay. That is correctly sized, and we see that attack goes where you expect it to. It is attack back there. It still fucking crashes. Because index -1 is out of range 6, -6. Okay. And keyboard pressed VK left. If interface sprite index is equal to 0, dumbass, not less than 0. Be less than 1. It's probably right the first fucking time. Let's see if it works. Okay, it does. Tactics, special. Yeah, that's exactly what you would expect. MK was definitely the MVP tonight. Wait a minute, am I stupid as hell? It's going backwards. No, it's not. I am stupid as hell. Onyx special. Tactics. Yeah. Good shit. I realize it might be kind of fucking hard to see. I apologize. The color of the text is the exact same as the background almost, just a little bit of outline. That's something to be proud of. Solved immediately by someone who isn't me, but it's certainly something to be proud of. It also is bleeding off the screen almost. If I put it in the proper position, then it would be incorrect, because I want it. I was really aiming for it to generate with him in the center of it. I do appreciate that it is drawing behind him like it ought to. That's exactly what I wanted, in all fairness. I could not have asked for much better. That's why MK is my goat. That's what the MK stands for, is my goat. Don't ask questions. Okay. This this needs to be commented out. Shrink this down again. Honestly, it doesn't need to be here. Let's get it out of here. This needs to be commented out and moved to another location. What does absolutely need to be done is the fact that active interface also needs to no, active interface doesn't even need to exist, I think. Because the sprite index is doing what I want it to. It is undeniably, wait a minute. No, wrong. This is a big number at some point. Active interface does need to exist. It also needs to have the exact same code, basically. Pardon me for one moment. This just needs its own if statement, I think. I should put it after. Everybody loves to see a damn wall of if statements, right? And now it does matter if it goes over. So we're going to go down here and say if it is equal to 5, then it equals 0. Else plus plus. It's this way. This way it resets when we check keyboard and it's equal to 5 currently. This way I can use the active interface to trigger a given object creation. And we select the thing. And in fact, let's change that. Yeah. Surely I've done a switch in here before. Like go after a million things and avoid looking it up for some reason. It looks like this. It's actually, there we go. I'm gonna do this because it's healthy to do things from memory first and then double check yourself. Okay. Now I'm going to double check myself. I'm right. I need a default. You're damn right, it's unreachable code. Until break an encounter, if you not use break at the end of your case, it will switch to leak to the next case, even to a default. Internet breaks noise. Should I put a break in the default? I will be right back one more time. I'm back and alive. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. I didn't mean. I don't know why. Oh, I've dropped some frames. 180 of them. I guess the temporary internet hiccup. So what does it say? Really? I don't believe that actually. I'll admit that a lot of the reason that I have not been streaming lately is because it's fucking hot. Dismally so. And you may not think it of me, but I am something of a penny pincher. I I run the air conditioning, don't worry. That's not what I'm getting at. Um the air conditioning is broken. The big one, the central air is broken. And it has been for, I want to say this is the second year. We have some window units doing the heavy lifting in the two rooms that we tend to live in. The problem is that they can only do so much, and only in the rooms that they are in. So this office here that I use for all of my creative work, such as writing program and building models, tends to be hot as fuck. I have a thermometer in here with a humidity gauge on it. There's a word for that, and I've forgotten it. And I did that because I have shitloads of 3D printer filament, and I would like to make sure that it doesn't become too moist in here. But I'm also not necessarily inclined to believe that PLA absorbs moisture the way that people claim that it does. But right now it reads 82. And I think that in the past I may have been on stream and complained about it being very hot in here. It doesn't feel like 82 in here. That, or I am so used to being miserable that 82 just isn't that big of a deal anymore. I guess that'd be something, wouldn't it? Guess I should make a group here. It's been cloudy today, and therefore, it sucks to go out and you get in your car that's been in the fucking parking lot with no trees in it, of course, because no one hates trees like the United States of America, let me tell you. I guess China might hate them a little bit more, I don't know. And you get in your car, and despite the fact that like you left the windows partially rolled down and you did everything you could to make sure that the car is not going to be hot. The car is hot as fuck. It's probably 90 some odd 100 degrees when you get in the car. And then your trip home is so dramatically short, which is fine, I guess. It's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. That you don't even really the air conditioning doesn't even have a chance to start to fucking work. By the time that you made it home, so you're sweaty and fucking hot and miserable, and you come in and it's like just barely passable. It immediately feels cool, but over time that shit wears off really quick. Like it has to be very cold to make your overheated ass self manage to say, "Damn, I'm chilly now," and it drains you. To be fair, I'm going to make several objects here. We have copy this motherfucker. Huh? Oh. It's because it had fucking space in it. So what else we got? Tactics. This is going to be a big deal when I get this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I got him. All right, move controller is going to have to do everything that the battle thing that I just got done doing. Leave a comment here. I had to rethink this part, I suppose. I might need to put that into this individually. My who's into? Oh, it's this guy. Okay. Yeah, okay. These guys don't do too much. I got totally distracted from my long tale about let's put this in. My long tale about the air conditioner. It's not broken. I had a guy come out and take a look at it, and it is leaking somewhere. And I have a suspicion of where it's leaking. And no one should ever take this as I distrust the guy that came out to look at it. I believe him to be a very trustworthy person. I think that there are some snakes in the business of heating and air conditioning, as there are in any trade career. But I respect these people immensely for being in this, the things that are vital rather than the shit that's fucking garbage like me. However, that being said, it was engineering battle interface, right? Yeah, okay. And so, yeah, let's put it down here. You know, let's go even further beyond. Let's make a script. That way there's not a whole lot. Oh shit, I can't make a. Yes, I can. I I would fix everything myself if I could. And I appreciate the things that I am able to fix myself in this world where we are increasingly attempting to make it where no person has fucking personal agency. Um, there's very much in the realm of heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Um, sometimes I call it the Wizards Guild, but really, what it's more than a guild is a fucking cabal. I think that I like the environment just as much as the next guy, but I think that it's a bit much to player interactions. Let's do a group called menu interactions or something. And let's create a script. This is not script 50. This is fucking okay. Now I'll put this in here. One. I don't I don't appreciate the fact that you can't get a hold of the coolant. Now, like, yeah, sure, maybe it's deadly poison or some shit, but I still think that you should be able to buy it. There's plenty of deadly fucking poisons that we're allowed to buy here in the beautiful United States of America. And on top of whether or not it's a deadly poison, just to be able to detect where the damn thing's coming from and like all the ins and outs of what particular deadly poison your air conditioning unit uses is a bit much, I think. And also whether or not they banned a particular refrigerant, and there's a lot. And I'm not saying that the cabal of heating, ventilation, and air conditioning guild members has set that up that particular way. I think that is 100% like the EPA, and I'm not calling them bad guys. Not by a long fucking shot. Have I learned that you can pass these things to this, or am I stupid? I can't, right? I had to do this the hard way. I think I'm gonna have to do this the hard way. I was right the first time. Basically, the real big problem is that you can't just go down to like Home fucking Depot or someplace and get air conditioning unit parts. Nor can you buy like the replacement units just by yourself. You have to go get one of these fucking contractors and go through them, and like this is just it's the same shit, you know? Um it's like computer programs before computers. I would love to just go get the damn condenser, I think is the thing that's on the outside of the house. And just get a new one and plug it in and see if I'm right. Or at the very least have somebody, or have some way, not even have somebody, but have some way, because these people are always fucking busy, when you live in this particular hellscape where it's fucking 98 degrees percent humid and 98 degrees outside. These guys, you're calling them up and you're getting them in 2 weeks at best. And they're gonna charge you out the ass for the amount of time that they could have been doing some other shit. To come out and hold their little magic wand at the thing and see if the shit is leaking from there. But I feel like things could be cheaper if we were simply allowed to do them ourselves. This is why the air condition doesn't work. Okay, that's the story. That's what I'm getting at. Is the air condition is broke for a reason. And generally speaking, I can be pretty happy. And I don't believe that it's 82 degrees in here. Because right now I'm feeling grand. And even if it is 82 degrees, then the fact that the thing is the fan is blowing so nicely is keeping the air moving, and that's what really matters. I told this entire story and basically ignored the code, but I think I'm gonna have to go back and just do it the hard way. I've arrived at that conclusion because I think that I've already learned that I can't pass objects as um, function things as parameters in a function. So it's gonna have to be like this. I hate it. I have to redo it every fucking time. But I need to call these things honestly, I need to sit down and think this shit through. Now that I'm really, really thinking about it, I need to think about like what these imply. I know what they imply, but like I need to think about like what we're doing beyond that. And the thing that is working right now is the move controller. Like it basically works. So if I go down here and I take a look at 0, 1, 2, it's 2. So case number 2 is, just put them all in here. No, it's not attack, it's block. This would be psionics. This is special. And this is tactics. And some of these are like gonna open additional menus. There's a lot. I kind of expected this to be. I expected this to be a lot. I think I overlooked how much lot I expected it to be. And we haven't even started on the fucking enemies. I'm super stoked that we got the thing going. And I know that streamers love to talk like, oh, we did it. We played the fucking game. Nah, bro, we did not. But in this particular case, yes, we did. As a matter of fact, me and MK, mostly MK shit, to be fair. That was all him. I'm going to put him in the fucking credits on this game. This is what I'm doing next time, is getting the movement working again. Just will it run like this? Like, will I stop sending Linto to hell? No. Oh god. Oh. Well, okay, I see. Because I'm getting really hungry. I complained about being hungry back when I fed bread. And, oh no, he still runs off. But the problem is now it's just stuck like this. Okay. There's a lot of stuff that I need to fix here. I see. I will keep all that in mind. Hopefully it won't be so long until I stream again, but since I'm effectively waiting for cloudy or rainy days to stream, God only knows. It's starting to get into hurricane season at least, so maybe we'll have more cloudy and rainy days. Hopefully not fucking destructively cloudy and rainy days, but cloudy and rainy days all the same. I am going to scrounge up some food and stop being a bother to the internet in voice. Thank you everybody for coming out. Thank you MK if you're watching the fucking run back on this, which is not very exciting to be fair. I didn't get as much done tonight as I kind of wanted to, but I think I'm just not in the headspace for it and also extremely hungry. Later.